I found it nearly impossible not to compare Tacoma with the Fullbright company's original title, Gone Home. Gone Home played with my expectations. It was eerie and full of some of the most honest and heartbreaking writing I've ever read, period. I guess that's why Tacoma felt like it was missing something. It didn't quite have the heart of the team's first game, but you know what? That's okay. The main mechanic of the game is the ability to watch pre-recorded holographic scenes of the space station's crew, days and hours before the player arrives. The characters in these holographic recordings move around in the game's environments as part of an in-game augmented reality technology. But since they're just recordings, players may follow the crew members and see what they're doing, in private and otherwise. The crew members are represented only by the shape of their color-coded wireframe bodies. You don't get to see their faces or anything else. The medic is blue and tall, the botanist is green, and so on. Players can scrub through each recording, moving forward or rewinding scenes to catch key moments. It was really fascinating to follow these characters and watch and listen to their conversations. I then have to rewind the entire scene, and then follow another set of characters, and then listen to their conversation. I found myself constantly rewinding these holographic moments to make sure I didn't miss anything. From wrinkled pillows to bedsheets draped over the edges of space-age mattresses, it really felt like there was someone in the room just hours before. Tacoma felt lived in. This sense of tension and wonder compelled me to find all of the holographic recordings, and this pulled me through until the end of the game. Through the many notes, emails, and recordings, I grew fond of these characters and found their struggles relatable and incredibly human. These characters struggled with everyday problems like dealing with their families, their love life, as well as the difficulties of living on a space station with complete strangers. It took less than an hour for me to be invested in the crew members of Tacoma, and it was interesting to see how their lives played out on board the station. But what was perhaps more interesting was the relationships and ties they had outside of their immediate environment. The game did a great job of establishing the fact that there were other crew members out there on other space stations all around Earth and space. The world felt very big without ever being shown. With all that being said, I never felt like there was a triumphant moment in Tacoma, at least not in the way I wanted. After spending so much time learning about these characters, the biggest surprise was that the final minutes of the game made me rethink entirely about what the developers were trying to say, and it felt jarring. There was so much emphasis on these characters, but the big twist didn't feel connected to them. Tacoma isn't a bad game. It's actually a fantastic game in this genre, but its slight political and social commentary didn't resonate with me. Despite these minor problems, I still had a great time exploring the lunar transfer station, and when the credits rolled, I was left wondering about each crew member. The ending wasn't satisfying, but it made a lot of sense for the story. I just wished it packed more of an emotional punch.